This story is grounded in the reality of 1983 and everything around it that's going on.
This is a very specific moment in time in a very specific place in the United States.
You had this tech money coursing into Dallas. You also had old oil money.
While the 80s were happening, we thought it was awful.
It takes place in a moment where the world was shifting.
It was a political time.
We didn't like the president. We didn't like the clothes.
You look at it now and it seems foreign, but it really was only 30 years ago.
Hey! Hi, Mom.
The Clarks are a family where Donna has been expected to carry a disproportionate burden.
Kisses.
She's working, but she's also having to raise the kids. And I really think that was the promise of feminism kind of gone wrong that a lot of the moms were living through in the 80s and into today.
The way I do relate to this the most is that I look like my mom. I look like my mom when she had kids. It's really trippy, actually.
Do you think you could at least get me the salt?
You'll see lots and lots of embroidery in her blouses and texture.
I grew up in the 80s, and walking through the Clark house, Donna and Gordon's house, was a trip. I mean, just seeing the color palette of the refrigerator and the accessories, that yellow.
Heavily saturated carpets on the floor, a fun chance to use some wallpapers on the wall surfaces, especially in the bedroom, as well as the fantastic 1970s wood paneling, which so much of America knows and loves. The challenge for Halt and Catch Fire is that the crux of the show takes place in a computer firm, which is, at the start, firmly rooted in the 1970s, not the 1980s. So we had the great fortune to be able to straddle the line of the decades.
Like, I had some numbers run. Looks like this PC business is going to cost us upwards of a couple $1 million just to get in the door.
Right around our time period, there was a bit of the 70s that was wrapped into what was starting to come into the 80s.
If we think of like the fashion from the 70s, it was really from 75 to 85.
Gordon is stuck in the past. Donna is more in the present without being fashion forward.
The visual kind of style of the show was always to kind of bring the analog and the digital together visually.
You found a needle in a haystack.
And we thought the best way to do it was use warm tones and browns for the analog world and these crisp grays and blues for the office world.
The new is metal, the old is wood.
When Chris and I came up with this idea for the show, we really honed in on this idea of a contemporary period show, where there was some stuff in the 80s that could drop right into today and you wouldn't even notice. And yet there's some stuff that you look at and go, there's no way we're ever going back.
One of these last times of optimism when America was strong and great, and so there's some nostalgia to go back to it, but there's also something to be gained from shining an honest light on some of these things.
So we're good. Perfect.
Halt and Catch Fire. New episodes, Sundays at 10 starting June 1st, only on AMC. For more exclusive video, go to amc.com.